Hi there, this is Kalyan Verma. In this video, I'm going to talk about single value components in Xcelsius. A single value component is any component which drives a single value on the spreadsheet with which you can dynamically, control other components on your dashboard. As you can see, there are a lot of options when it comes to single value components. There are a lot of dials, there are a lot of gauges, sliders, and progress bars, and also you have some counters. Please note that the theme which I'm using here is the Nova theme. You might not find all these components in other themes in Xcelsius. The Nova theme is the theme which has the maximum number of single value components, hence I'm using that theme for this example. So make sure that before you switch themes, all the components might not translate properly, so you have to be very cautious while switching themes while designing your dashboard. So the single value components category includes sliders, progress bars, dials, gauges, spinners, values, and play controls. So the concept of a slider or a single value is pretty simple. You use it to adjust the value of a single data or input cell on the underlying spreadsheet. And if you observe, the underlying cell should be numeric in value because none of these are text, everything is numeric. So make sure that all your components, whatever cell you're mapping it to, it is numeric in value. I'm going to demonstrate this using a simple example. So I already have a file which I have it ready for this example. I have a simple loan calculator where the user can enter the loan amount, the years, and the interest rate, and it automatically calculates the estimated monthly payment. So in this case, I'm using a simple input text component. So for example, I want a loan of $100,000 for 10 years at a rate of interest of 8%. My estimated monthly payment would be $1,213. In this case, you can change the various input parameters. Let's say I just need, what if I need only $60,000? So the estimated monthly payment automatically calculates based on the Excel logic. You can also change what if I am able to pay it off in 5 years. It automatically changes the monthly payment. And also you can change the interest rate. What if I get a good deal of 5%? So once you do that, you see the monthly payment increasing or decreasing depending on the input what you give. If you observe, this is a little bland. The user has to enter the numbers manually. However, in order to make it a little more interesting, you can always use the single value components. Let's see how we can transform this into a much more user-friendly loan calculator. So let's delve into the Excel first and see how the data looks like. I have a pretty simple data sheet here. I have the loan amount, terms, rate of interest, and a calculated value for the estimated monthly payment. I use the PMT formula. You can explore on the web how monthly payments are calculated using the PMT formula. As you must have understood by now that loan amount, loan term, and interest rate are my input fields, and my monthly payment is the output field. I also have some set values for various single value components. We will see how these are mapped and these are used while using single value components in just a moment. So for this example, I have taken off all the existing components which I've shown you earlier, and I'm going to use single value components to make it more interesting and interactive. So the single value components can be found under the single value category. So if you click and open the tree, you have various single value components. First, I would like to show you the slider component. Based on the theme which you select, you have various slider components. In this case, I have two. I'm going to select horizontal slider 2. Let's drag and drop it onto the canvas, and we have the slider there. So as we already have our spreadsheet ready, I'm going to map the slider to the interest rate. So let's go ahead and look at the property sheet. For the general tab, I can give it a title. In our case, I would bind it to the interest rate B5 cell, and as soon as I bind, I see the title there, and I bind the data to the cell C5, which is my input cell. And the scale, we already have something ready on our spreadsheet for the interest slider. So I'll set the minimum limit as 3% and the maximum limit as 15%. And also I can set the increment for the slider. In our case, I would set it to 0.5%, so the user can change it at the rate of 5% per click or per slide. We have our slider ready, but we need to change the position of the label so that it matches our calculator. For that, you have to go to the Appearance tab, go to Text, and select the title, and then under the Position option, change it to left. Now we have the title of the slider to the left. So let's arrange this so that it fits the calculator canvas. So we have the interest rate. Similarly, I'm going to use a spinner for the terms and a value component for the loan amount. All the properties are similar to the slider component. I would like you guys to go ahead and explore it more. So I have my other selector components for loan amount and loan term ready, and I've used a value component for the loan amount and a spinner component for the loan term. All the properties are same, the minimum, maximum, and the increment. So go ahead and explore. The last item is the output component, which I need to put. In this case, I'm going to use a text component, which is a label component. I'm going to drop in onto the canvas, and I'm going to map it to cell D6, in which I have concatenated my title as well as the value. I've used ampersand formula and the text formula so that it becomes a phrase, and for that cell I mapped my label component. So that's my estimated monthly payment. I can increase the font so that it stands out from the input value components. So I would make it maybe 20 and just resize it so that it fits the canvas. Alright, let's go ahead and preview it and see how it works. So I have the loan amount. I can either increment it, when you hover over it, you can see an up down arrow. You can go up by 5 or go down by 5, and you see the loan amount dynamically changing there. Similarly, you can change the number of years for the loan term, and also use the slider to adjust the interest rate, so the estimated monthly payment is automatically calculated. So a single value component, you can control a single cell, and based on that cell you can control the rest of your logic and calculations. I hope you learned the basics of a single value component. You can do a lot more with these components. I would encourage you to go ahead and explore and play with them. Thank you for watching.